From chaos to structure, the birth of modern football. Picture a football match without yellow or red cards. No penalty shootouts, no substitutions. This was once reality. Today we'll walk you through how football rules evolved to create the game we love. In the early days, football was chaos. Each region had its own set of rules, leading to confusion and disputes. Games would last for hours, with an unlimited number of players on each side. It wasn't uncommon to see matches descend into brawls. Everything changed in 1863 when the Football Association was formed in England. This marked the beginning of standardized rules for the sport. By 1872, crucial elements like goal kicks and corner kicks were introduced, bringing structure to the game. But this was just the start. Over the next century, football would undergo massive changes that would reshape it into the sport we know today. From the introduction of referees to the implementation of technology, the beautiful game was about to evolve dramatically. The referee's dilemma: enforcing an evolving rulebook. As football rules grew more complex, a new figure emerged on the pitch: the referee. But what began as a simple job of enforcing rules soon became a high-stakes balancing act. How did the role of the referee transform, and what unforeseen consequences did this bring to the beautiful game? In the early days of organized football, referees were little more than spectators with a whistle. Their authority was limited, and they often struggled to maintain control over increasingly competitive matches. As the sport gained popularity and stakes rose, it became clear that a more robust system of officiating was needed. The introduction of the penalty kick in 1891 marked a significant turning point for referees. This new rule gave officials the power to punish serious fouls committed inside the penalty area, adding a new layer of responsibility to their role. Suddenly, referees held the power to dramatically influence the outcome of a match with a single decision. But it wasn't until 1970 that referees received one of their most iconic tools: the yellow and red card system. Inspired by a language barrier incident during the 1966 World Cup, English referee Ken Aston came up with the idea of using colored cards to clearly communicate warnings and dismissals to players and spectators alike. This visual system revolutionized how referees managed games, providing a clear and universal method of maintaining discipline on the pitch. As football continued to grow in popularity and financial stakes increased, so did the pressure on referees. Every decision came under intense scrutiny from players, coaches, fans, and the media. The introduction of slow-motion replays and multiple camera angles in television broadcasts only amplified this scrutiny, exposing every potential mistake or controversial call to millions of viewers. The evolving rulebook presented its own challenges. Referees had to stay up to date with frequent changes and interpretations, often having to make a split-second decision on complex situations. The offside rule, in particular, became a constant source of debate and confusion, with referees expected to track multiple players' positions simultaneously while keeping an eye on the ball. In response to these growing pressures, football governing bodies began implementing additional support systems for referees. The introduction of assistant referees, formerly known as linesmen, helped share the burden of decision-making, particularly for offside calls and out-of-play situations. In recent years, the adoption of goal line technology and video assistant referees, VAR, has aimed to reduce human error in crucial decisions. However, these technological advancements have brought their own set of challenges. While they've helped correct some obvious mistakes, they've also introduced new debates about the nature of officiating in football. The use of VAR, in particular, has led to concerns about disrupting the flow of the game and overly dissecting every decision. Throughout this evolution, the fundamental role of the referee maintained the same: to ensure fair play and uphold the laws of the game. But the tools at their disposal and the expectations placed on them changed dramatically. Referees went from being nearly invisible figures on the pitch to central characters in the football narrative. Their decisions capable of shaping matches, tournaments, and even entire seasons. The transformation of the referee's role reflects the broader changes in football itself. As the sport became more professional, more global, and more financially significant, the pressure on officials intensified. Every call they made could have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just the outcome of a single match, but potentially influencing league standings, qualification for prestigious tournaments, and even the financial stability of clubs. Tactical revolution, substitutions, and the offside rule. While referees adapted to their changing responsibilities, players and coaches faced their own set of challenges. What if I told you that for decades, once a match kicked off, the 11 players on the pitch were all you had until the final whistle? The story of how substitutions and the offside rule emerged would forever alter the tactical landscape of football. In the early days of organized football, the concept of substitutions was non-existent. Once the starting 11 took the field, they were expected to play the entire match, regardless of injuries or fatigue. This rule placed a premium on player endurance and durability, often leading to dramatic shifts in team performance as matches wore on. The first significant change came in the 1950s when substitutions were allowed, but only for injured players. This minor adjustment had a profound impact on how teams approached matches. Managers could now plan for potential injuries, and players no longer had to risk long-term damage by playing through pain. It wasn't until the 1970s that tactical substitutions were introduced, initially allowing teams to make 2 changes per match. This new rule opened up a world of strategic possibilities. Managers could now adjust their team's formation and playing style mid-game, introducing fresh legs to exploit tired opponents or shoring up defenses to protect a lead. As the substitutions rule evolved, so did team tactics. The ability to bring on specialists for specific situations, like set-piece experts or pacey wingers to stretch defenses, added new layers of complexity to the game. By the 1990s, most leagues had adopted the 3 substitution rule we're familiar with today, further expanding tactical options and the importance of the entire squad. Parallel to the evolution of substitutions, another rule was undergoing significant changes: the offside law. Originally introduced in the 1860s to prevent goal hanging, the offside rule has been a source of constant debate and refinement through football's history. In the earliest form, the offside rule was extremely strict. A player was considered offside if they were ahead of the ball when it was played to them. This led to highly defensive play, with teams often forming a line across the field moving in unison to catch opponents offside. A major shift came in 1925 when the rule was modified to allow a player to be onside if there were 2 opposing players between them and the goal when the ball was played. This change opened up the game significantly, leading to more goals and encouraging more attacking play. Further refinements followed. In 1990, attackers were given the benefit of the doubt, with officials instructed to keep their flag down if there was any uncertainty. This daylight interpretation, where a clear gap had to be visible between the attacker and the defender, encouraged more dynamic forward play. The impact of these rule changes on team formations and playing styles cannot be overstated. The evolution of the offside rule, combined with the introduction of substitutions, transformed football from a game of endurance and rigid formations into a fluid tactical chess match. Early formations like the 2-3-5 pyramid gave way to more balanced systems like the 4-4-2. As the offside rule became more attack-friendly, we saw the rise of formations designed to exploit space behind defenses, such as the 4-3-3 and the 3-5-2 systems. The ability to make tactical substitutions allowed teams to seamlessly switch between these formations mid-game, adding a new dimension to managerial strategy. Technology on the pitch, VAR, and goal line technology. As tactical innovations shaped football, another revolution was brewing on the sidelines. What if I told you that a single technological advancement would fundamentally alter how we perceive fairness in the beautiful game? For decades, controversial decisions in football matches have sparked heated debates among players, fans, and pundits alike. The human element of refereeing, while integral to the sport's charm, often led to errors that could change the course of a game, a season, or even a team's future. High-stakes matches were particularly susceptible to these game-changing moments, with missed infractions or incorrect calls sometimes overshadowing the brilliance on the pitch. Enter goal line technology, introduced in 2012 to eliminate the persistent problem of ghost goals. This system uses multiple cameras to track the ball's position, instantly alerting the referee when it completely crosses the goal line. The impact was immediate and profound. No longer would teams suffer the injustice of clear goals being missed or phantom goals being awarded. The technology brought a new level of accuracy to one of the most crucial aspects of the game, significantly reducing post-match controversies related to scoring decisions. But goal line technology was just the beginning. In 2018, football took an even bigger leap into the future with the implementation of the Video Assistant Referee (VAR) system. VAR expanded the scope of technological assistance beyond just goal line decisions, covering 4 critical areas: goals, penalties, direct red cards, and cases of mistaken identity. This system allows a team of officials to review video footage of key incidents, providing additional support to the on-field referee. The introduction of VAR has had far-reaching effects on the game. It has undoubtedly increased the accuracy of crucial decisions, reducing the impact of human error in high-pressure situations. Wrongly awarded penalties, missed offsides leading to goals, and incorrect red card decisions can now be rectified, leading to a fairer outcome in many matches. However, VAR has not been without its controversies. The system has changed the pace and flow of football matches, with reviews often causing significant delays. The joy of goal celebrations has been tempered by the lingering possibility of a VAR review. Fans and players alike have had to adapt to a new reality where the referee's initial decision is no longer final. The role of on-field referees has also evolved in the age of VAR. While still central to the game, referees now work in conjunction with their video assistants, sometimes deferring to technology for the final say on crucial decisions. This has led to a shift in the dynamics of authority on the pitch, with players and managers now appealing for video reviews in addition to arguing with the on-field official. These technological advancements have undoubtedly improved the overall accuracy of decision-making in football. Ghost goals are now a thing of the past, and many clear and obvious errors are correct before they can unfairly influence the outcome of a match. The increased fairness and reduction of human error has been welcomed by many in the football community. Yet the introduction of VAR and goal line technology has also sparked new debates and challenges. Critics argue that the constant scrutiny of every decision takes away from the spontaneity and emotion that make football so captivating. The interpretation of clear and obvious errors, the threshold for VAR intervention, remains subjective and inconsistent across different leagues and competitions. Moreover, the technology has introduced new gray areas. Offside decisions, for instance, are now judged by millimeter-precise lines, leading to goals being disallowed for infractions invisible to the naked eye. This level of precision has raised questions about the spirit of the offside rule and whether such marginal calls align with the original intent of the law. The future of football, upcoming rule changes, and experiments. While VAR and goal line technology have revolutionized officiating, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine a version of football where head injuries are treated with the utmost caution. Handball interpretations are crystal clear, and the very nature of substitutions is transformed. These aren't far-fetched ideas. They're potential realities being tested right now. Football's rulebook continues to evolve with several experiments and proposed changes currently under consideration. One of the most significant developments is the introduction of concussion substitutions. This rule allows teams to make an additional substitution if a player is suspected of having a concussion, without accounting towards their regular allotment of changes. This move prioritizes player safety and acknowledges the growing awareness of the long-term effects of head injuries in sports. Another area of focus is the ongoing refinement of handball interpretations. The handball rule has been a source of controversy and confusion in recent years, with players, coaches, and fans often unsure about what constitutes an offense. Football's governing bodies are working to create clear guidelines that balance fairness with the natural movements of players on the pitch. The offside rule, a perennial subject of debate, is also under scrutiny. Some proposals suggest adjusting the rule to favor attacking play, potentially by allowing players to be onside if any part of their body is level with the second-to-last defender. This change could lead to more goals and exciting attacking sequences, but it would also require defenders and goalkeepers to adapt their positioning and tactics. Substitution rules are another idea ripe for innovation. Some leagues have experimented with allowing additional substitutions in extra time or increasing the number of substitutions available on the bench. These changes could have profound effects on game management, player fatigue, and tactical flexibility, especially in tournaments with congested schedules. Time-wasting tactics have long been a frustration for fans and officials alike. To combat this, there are discussions about implementing effective playing time where the clock is stopped when the ball is out of play. This system, already used in some other sports, could ensure that matches contain a full 90 minutes of actual play, potentially leading to more action-packed games. As football continues to embrace technology, we may see further integration of data and analytics into real-time decision-making. This could include the use of wearable technology to track player movements and physical condition, potentially influencing substitution decisions or even flagging potential injuries before they occur. The potential implementation of these changes raises important questions about the future of football. How will these rules affect the way the game is played at both professional and grassroots levels? Will they enhance the spectator experience or detract from the flow and spontaneity that many fans cherish? And how will referees adapt to these new responsibilities and technologies? Balancing tradition with innovation remains a key challenge for football's governing bodies. The sport's global popularity is built on a foundation of simple, universally understood rules. Any changes must be carefully considered to ensure they enhance the game without alienating its core audience or compromising its fundamental appeal. As these experiments progress, we're likely to see a period of adjustment and debate. Some changes may be quickly adopted and become integral parts of the game, while others might be discarded after trial periods. The key will be maintaining an open dialogue between all stakeholders, players, coaches, officials, and fans, to ensure that any modifications serve the best interests of the sport as a whole. The beautiful game evolved yet timeless. Football has undergone a remarkable transformation since its early days. Rule changes have shaped the modern game, introducing structure, fairness, and tactical complexity. From the standardization of rules to the implementation of technology, each modification has left its mark. These changes have profoundly impacted referees who now navigate a complex landscape of rules and technologies. Players have adapted their strategies and skills to exploit new opportunities, while fans have witnessed a sport that's continually evolving yet retaining its core appeal. Despite these changes, football's essence remains intact. The thrill of a last-minute goal, the artistry of a perfect pass, and the passion of the fans continue to captivate audiences worldwide. As football moves forward, it strikes a delicate balance between innovation and tradition, ensuring that while the rules may change, the beautiful game's heart remains timeless. Hey GOF, it's crazy how this game came up in the world to be the #1 sport.
Like and subscribe.